Better late than never. It's the Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 6, Episode 15 review, recap, and opinion by Meat Magazine. And this episode is titled Dropping the Ball. The show starts out at Lawrence's hair salon. He has Marlo sitting up there getting her hair done, and Kenya, the Wicked Witch, walks in and sits down. And the ladies and gentlemen are talking about all of the mess that has been going on, such as the huge fight. And these shady bitches said that they looked up to He-Man, aka Nene the Moose, because she is, quote, older. Wow. All three of these whores are in their mid-40s, and they're talking about Moose like this behind her humps. So the sissy, Mr. Lawrence, asks Kenya about the masquerade ball, and Kenya claims that all of the women, including Nene, received an evite, and not only will the event be for charity, Kenya is also hosting a casting for the event because she needs 10 bachelors from Atlanta to auction off for the charity. And whatever proceeds that they receive will be for Nene's favorite beggars. I mean charitable organization, Saving Our Dollars. Saving Our Daughters. And this is supposed to be an olive branch of sort to Nene to call a truce on their warring and bickering. Smart move, Kenya. Bands will make her dance. After all, she used to be a scripper. In the next scene, we visit the candy factory. Kandi and her crew are doing auditions for her play, and some bitch that looks like Brandy is reading for a part, and her performance was as flat as Miley Cyrus's ass in Mom Jeans. I hope that she doesn't get that part. So Kandi has a list of familiar names and faces that will be a part of the production, including R&B legends Eddie Levert and Shirley Murdoch, Q Parker of the R&B Quartet 112, and D Woods of Danity Kane. And yes, the D stands for D-list. So besides the Black Has-Been Brigade, she has another sort of kind of famous person that she's been thinking about adding to the cast. Portia. So Portia walks in to audition for the role of Jada, Kandi's little sister, and a member of a female singing group in the play. And before she can audition for the part, she's already asking monumentally dumb questions such as, do the words have to be exact? So they told her, stick to the script, heifer. So she poured glue on her hand, and they said, what are you doing, you dumb bitch? She said, I'm sticking to the script. Kandi called cut, they cleaned her hand up, and Portia Tard was given a new script. Too bad they couldn't give her a new brain. So as for her performance, she was alright. I'd like to see her act in a film. I think that with some work, she could be a good actress. Anyway, her lines were pretty good. Then she sang Eye on a Sparrow. And she may not be Whitney Houston, but she sang better than a lot of people on shows like American Idol. Well, especially American Idol. Anyway, Don Juan, Kandi's gay manager, you know, the one that looks like the gay version of the rapper The Game, he was proven wrong about my Portia. So there, take that, cock chopper. In our next scene, we visit Bar 1. Cynthia, Marlo, Kenya, and Mallory have some corny men come by to take their shirts off and look ridiculous, in an attempt to be man whores and slave meat to be auctioned off to hungry, desperate old vulture bitches with turkey necks. So the guys show up, and not only did she only have 6 guys there, they were whack. But of course, Kenya whore is having an orgasm in her seat. I hope she was sitting on a towel. In our next scene, Portia, the girl with a booty so tight she can crack a walnut with her cheeks spread, decides that it would be a good idea to bring the fat girls to hang out with her and do some roller skating at a roller derby. As expected, Portia Almighty got the role in Kandi's play. It's not like they're going to find a more beautiful girl than her. What, her sister? Come on. It's Portia. So Portia wants to win a Tony Award and an Emmy, and whatever other prestigious awards and accolades that there are out there. Do you see how ambitious this beautiful woman is? Yeah, haters, run up a volcano and trip. Take a lava bath. Anyway, Portia thinks that the character's name is Jade, but Kandi informs her that no, the character's name is Jada. And you know what? I said she was pretty and ambitious. I didn't say she was smart. So everyone showed up except Nene, because mooses and skates don't mix. And only Portia, Kenya, and Cynthia actually skated because Kandi didn't want her weave to start stinking and Phaedra is too fat and tired. Portia was falling all over the place, looking quite bootylicious while doing it. And at one point, she even laid there for a minute. And I haven't seen a sexy big booty girl lay and play dead like that since Kim Kardashian's sex tape. Anyway, the ladies sit down to chat. And Nene came up in the conversation, and Portia, being the peacekeeper that she is, just wished that Nene would have come so that they could all enjoy the day with each other. Aw, you see how sweet she is? And so pretty. So Kenya's masquerade will be missing a couple of the ladies. Kandi is booked for an event out of town, and Portia has a meeting on that Sunday. So my two favorites will escape the drama. Get it? Escape, like the singing group Kandi was in. Yeah, I just made it funny. And I made a duty. Ugh. In our next scene, we visit Kandi's house. No, not Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. That's the house of Kandi. Anyway, Kandi is working out to Phaedra and Apollo's whack workout DVD. Look at me talking like Puerto Rican. Anyway, at least her ass looked fat while working out. Oh well, so Carmen, who secretly lives there, comes out of her room. I mean, she just pops up out of nowheres, and she's looking yummy. When she isn't ready to work out, she looks drained, and no, I didn't suck the life out of her either. Yet. So Kandi and her bisexual secret lover Carmen have a mutual friend named Benny, and Benny has a girlfriend named Crystal, and Crystal is friends with Kandi's mother. That old bitter bitch got word from Crystal that Toddler, Kandi's bite-sized boyfriend, is fucking her best friend and assistant Carmen. In reality, they have a three-way situation, but you didn't hear that from me. Moving along, Carmen called Crystal to tell her to keep her name out of her mouth. Then Kandi's mother called Carmen and left a threatening message. She said that if Carmen puts her hands on Crystal, she will drag Carmen down the street like she was a rag, and called her a low-down, dirty, bald-headed, stinking heifer horse. Then, to make things much worse, Kandi's mom asked Benny to set Todd up by getting him to touch upon some other women and take some pictures as a way to make her daughter Kandi think that Todd was cheating on her. Kandi was distraught, of course, and she knows that she's going to have to tell Todd so he can watch his back. In our next scene, we visit Industry Studios. Cynthia is sitting down with Nene, and Cynthia informs Nene about the ball that Kenya is throwing in her honor. And Nene swears on her antlers that she didn't know anything about the event. She wasn't contacted whatsoever, and her being honored there is all a mystery to her. And it's not like she's honorable anyway, so we're all lost on that one. Now we're visiting Kandi's house. She's with Todd and her white bitch, her dog named Georgia. So Kandi informs Todd about the talking that her mother was doing behind his back. And when she tells Todd that Carmen told Crystal that she was going to kick her ass, Todd got a boner. Well, when Kandi tells him that the mother left a threatening voicemail message for Carmen, Todd tells her to bring Carmen out there. I mean, she lives there anyway. So she comes outside and they start talking and whatnot, and Kandi is making excuses for her mother's behavior. And of course, Todd and Carmen are not trying to hear that. And Todd lets Kandi know that her mother has her mind fucked and that she is the one that's in control of the relationship, not them. And that at some point he might have to break up with her and just become friends, which of course would be a perfect opening for him to get with that sexy ass Carmen as an official couple. Then Kandi can write a hit single about it. Kandi says that her mom won't leave her like Todd is talking about, and that's why she puts up with that crazy old bat. Then she starts crying. She tells them that blood is thicker than water, and her mother stays on the rag and she's always clotting. I mean, her pussy stays spitting out chunks of jello. So Kandi is going to start going to counseling, and Todd as well as Carmen are very supportive of her. Todd will drop her off to be evaluated by the shrink and waste up money forking over hundreds of thousands of dollars to white doctors that can't help her. And when she's at the doctor's office, Todd will do like any other crappy black guy and fuck her best friend and assistant, that delicious Carmen. Hey, that's what I'd be doing. I just wonder how many people watch this show and peep that at the very end, Carmen almost admitted to their love triangle. She said, quote, "Teamwork makes the dream work." Talk about subliminal messages. Get it? Because the three of them are a team. Anyway, all that I know is that she's a freak. I can tell. If I was Todd, she'd be bald-headed right now for me pulling her hair back so far that LeBron James would point and laugh at her new hairline. Now we're catching up with Kenya at Chateau de l'Imaginaire, which is French for imagine if Kenya had some eggs. It's 1 hour to the masquerade ball, and these racist devils that produced the show put in a shot of a filthy wetback cutting up some watermelons. I mean, for really? Seriously? Cheddar cheese. You want to tell me that you're going to have some stinking spick stand up there and cut up some watermelon for the black faces? And not offer me none? That's racist. I'm no one's quote-unquote coon. However, I will dance bow-legged for some watermelon and quarters and for a threesome with Carmen and Portia. Just saying. Now we're at Kenya's house, and she's getting her face put on and talking on the phone with Cynthia, who is on her way to the masquerade in her car with Mallory and Peter. And Peter's spare tires are in the car too. I mean his swollen ball sack. Allegedly, Nene wasn't invited, and Cynthia hadn't talked with her all day long. And Kenya is texting her trying to get in touch. Kenya claims that she already sent Nene an evite and it says on her computer that it was open. And the last that she can do is open her emails because Nene ain't got no job. Like, Kenya ain't got no eggs. So she can at least open her emails. I mean, what if a potential employer is calling? Or Weight Watchers? Or somebody with a free wig? Or the zoo? Now we're at the masquerade. Kenya, being the bitch that she is, had to tell the bachelors who look ugly, old, and washed up that they look so handsome. She has to hit on everything and everyone. Yeah, she is hell-bent on getting some sperm for them non-existent eggs. And the guy shaded the fuck out of her. She complimented them, then asked them whether or not they felt that there were some pretty women there. They shook their heads and said yes, but no one, and I mean not one of the 6 guys, however many it was, complimented her on her looks, said that she was pretty or anything. Can you say failure? Marlo, Kandi, Portia, and Phaedra are all not there because they have other and better things to do. So Nene the Moose pops up with her old ass husband Greg, and she has a stink attitude already. I mean, her attitude smells like Africa. And the Moose comes in a stomping, and she's talking about how Cynthia called her 50,011 times. So she comes by in her nasty silver dress, looking like a silverback gorilla, with her blonde space wig on, looking like them helmets that the bicycle racers wear. Yeah, just like that. And when it's time for her to say hello, she flat out ignores Kenya, like FEMA ignored Louisiana during Katrina. And Kenya gets on the microphone and says a few words. She said, and I quote, a few words. Literally, that's all she said, a few words. Anyway, Kenya is about to hand Nene the microphone. Greg tells Nene to choose her words carefully. Nene snatches the microphone and says that it's amazing how many good friends that she has and just doesn't know about it. And then she thinks saving our daughters, handed Kenya the mic back and walked away. I mean, galloped away. She cares more about her ego and pride than she cares about the charity. What a sociopath. Kenya says, well, fuck you too, Moose. Then begins selling the dicks. I mean, auctioning the bachelors off to the whores and homos in the audience. Peter wants to leave, and he tells Cynthia that he's just had it at this point. He's, in my opinion, I think he's probably jealous because all them dudes are about to get laid that night, and his balls were over there dragging the floor and making sparks. So Nene says that she's ready to go too. And of course, Greg, who is Nene's well-trained dog, obliges. So Nene didn't really want to leave. She just wanted to confront Peter before he could leave. Peter feels that what Nene did was just foul, and this was the wrong place for that nonsense. And the tension made him feel uncomfortable. Kind of like when he puts his pants on with them big swollen balls. And Nene feels that Peter was meddling in, quote, women's business. Yeah, she pulled the weak female card. Because stink bitches like Nene are never wrong, even when they're clearly in the wrong lane. Anyway, she says some mess about bitches not being on her level because her antlers technically make her taller. Blah, blah, blah. That was pretty much it. See you next time for the next review. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more celebrity and reality TV news, reviews, recaps, and opinions. And if you like it, share the video on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, MySpace, or Toucans with a string in the middle. In other words, tell a fucking friend.